Pokemon is big. In fact, it's the highest grossing entertainment franchise of all time. But sometimes it doesn't feel like it, at least not anymore. Sure, Pokemon has a lot of merch and it's impossible to ignore it at places, but no more so than other popular franchises such as Minecraft, Fortnite or even all the Marvel stuff. It just feels like another popular piece of pop culture. It wasn't always this way though. Back in the late 90s through to the early 2000s, Pokemon was on a level that had never been seen before, or since for that matter. Pokemania had hit, and for a few years, it was everywhere. The year is 1996. Pokemon Red and Green have just launched to the Japanese market. The launch is a quiet one, with the game having okay numbers but nothing special. However, word of mouth starts to spread. Pokemon slowly explodes in Japan over the course of a year, eventually selling 4 million units in that time frame. 9 months after the initial release, the trading card game was launched, helping Pokemon to reach new customers. The trading card game was a massive success, allowing for people to catch them all, even if they didn't have access to a Game Boy. Kids could finally join in with the Pokemon craze without a need for an electronic device, just a pack of cards and some friends would work. These cards became gold dust. Trading cards with your friends really allowed for the catch 'em all and social elements of Pokemon to shine through. The following April, the TV show was launched. We got introduced to Ash, or Satoshi as he was known in Japan, for the first time. The TV show again helped to build an audience, allow more people to join in with the craze and see the creatures for more than just creatures. The TV show allowed people to see how each Pokemon had its own personality and characteristics. Just over a year from the game being released, it already spawned a card game and a TV show. The seeds were there for something special to happen. The franchise kept growing in popularity in Japan. It got to the point where Air Nippon Airlines painted an entire Boeing 767 passenger plane to be Pokemon themed. It's quite a nice bit of foreshadowing, as Pokemon was about to get ready to cross continents and become the defining franchise of the late 90s. Just a few months after that paint was painted, Pokemon Red and Blue were flown over for a worldwide release, first in the US and then in Europe. This is when Pokemania exploded into something like we had never seen before. Much like in Japan, people in the West watched the show. It quickly became the most watched kids show in the US with over 5 million people watching each episode. To go with this, everyone played the games. IGN gave Red and Blue a 10 out of 10 and it became the fastest selling Game Boy title of all time and the best selling game of the year. Then we get to the cards. Everyone collected the cards. The show and game were massive, make no mistake. Every kid on the playground watched and played it, but the cards, somehow, they were just a completely different beast. Even the people that had no interest in the rest liked the cards. Playgrounds were filled with kids battling and trading Pokemon in an attempt to catch them all. That tagline, so simple, so addictive. I have vivid memories of my parents buying me and my brother packs of cards every day and us to trade in anything we needed to fill up our Pokemon branded binders. Any duplicates we had went straight to the playground for a game of Got Need. There is a reason why that holographic Charizard is worth so much today. Pokemania wasn't just caused from a show, a game and some cards though. Pokemania was caused through the sheer amount of advertising and merchandise that Pokemon seemed to get almost overnight. I remember going to do the weekly shop with my parents one week, 5 years old, being bored out of my mind like all 5-year-olds are. Then, the next week, the entire shop was just Pokemon themed. And I don't mean they had an event on celebrating some kind of Pokemon release. I mean every single product on them shelves had a Pokemon on it somewhere. We had baked beans, cereals, popsicles, Pop-Tarts, waffles, fruit rolls, chocolates, Pez dispensers. You name it, it had Pokemon branding. If it didn't, it wasn't purchased. Pokemon wasn't a marketing strategy. It was the market for everything. Not having Pokemon theming on your product was a detriment to your own company.
Entertainment, the licensing agent.
So how big did they get?
Their stock was kind of languishing around the $1 or $2 level and literally got as high as $90.
And it wasn't just items on the shop floor that had Pokemon themes. Everything did. You go to Burger King to get some food, get a Pokeball toy. Want a new board game? Buy Pokemon board game. Want some marbles? Pokemon have you covered. Collect Pogs? Well, they have Pokemon ones. Need a fridge magnet? Yeah, there's Pokemon ones. You want to play a game of Rock'em Sock'em Robots? How about you get this Pokemon version instead? Even arcade machines became fitted with Pokemon branding. I cannot stress enough the point that Pokemon was everywhere. The franchise even spawned a play called Pokemon Live that toured all around America and Europe. And for some reason this featured a Pokemon called Mecha Mewtwo. I don't know what the decision behind that was. Pokemon had its own float in the Macy's Day Parade, and it still does. The first movie got released and ended up being one of the highest grossing movies of the year. But it didn't end there. Pokemon capitalised on this unfathomable success by making the logical step. Create more Pokemon. The first of Generation 2 was shown off at Space World, and obviously became the most popular thing on show, just showcasing how popular this game still was. Side note, The Space World demo did end up getting leaked, and you can check the description for the videos I've made about this. The games launched to a massive success, becoming the fastest selling games of all time. To celebrate, Nintendo modified 5 Chrysler PT Cruisers to look like Lugia, or at least they tried to make it look like Lugia. To go with this, more episodes of the TV show were made. Cards with the new Pokemon were created. Nintendo had found the perfect formula and gave everyone more of it. All the products still had Pokemon branding, the TV show was still insanely popular, the cards were still the most talked about thing on the playground. In the space of just a few years, Pokemon had exploded into a multi-billion-dollar franchise. It didn't become part of pop culture, it became culture. I've said all of this and I haven't even mentioned the real cash cow of Pokemania, the merchandise. Today we have a boatload of merchandise, but it is nothing compared to peak Pokemania. I personally had Pokemon bedsheets, school bag, clothes, pens, pencils, notebooks, stuffed toys, even my wallpaper had Pokemon on it. Everything had Pokemon on it. Everyone had it and it was everywhere. Pokemon took over the world in a way that nothing had ever before, or ever has since. From beans to bedsheets, Pez dispensers to plays, Pokemon took the world by storm. Many believed it was just a passing fad, but with the amount of fans the franchise gained, it wasn't going anywhere. That's why today Pokemon stands alone, comfortably at the top of entertainment. I read somewhere that Pokemon isn't as big as it used to be, but when I look in the shops I see it still has more merchandise than juggernauts like Minecraft and Fortnite. If dropping off makes you bigger than them two, then just imagine how Pokemania, took over the world. Imagine how big it actually was. Part of what made Pokemon so successful was the life and soul of Pokemon themselves, and that's really something no other franchise can give you. You have, at the time, 150, over 250 Pokemon that all had their own characteristics and traits. Everyone had a favourite, and everyone had that favourite for a different reason. It made the franchise become a conversation starter. I've heard people that weren't around for Pokemania consider Pokemon Go's release to be the biggest Pokemon has ever been, and yes, the Pokemon Go summer was absolutely insane. I personally loved it. Everyone you saw on the street was out to play Pokemon Go. However, compared to what Pokemon used to be, Go's World Takeover was just a flash in the pan. Don't get me wrong, Go is still a massively successful game to this day, I still play it daily, but Pokemania came in the late 90s and it didn't leave for a good few years. You could argue it never really left at all.